good morning to you all. And despite the delay, very pleased to be here with you today. And I'm looking forward to hearing all of your input, but also I am very likely to learn new things myself. As you might be aware, I started my role in March this year as the Information Systems Coordinator for EURAXESS with, to be fully transparent, not much background in content management and IT matters and so on. So it has been a bit of a steep learning curve for me. And at times it can be a little bit frustrating as well when you're wanting to learn so much, but there's a lot of new information to take in. So if you as a portal administrator are or have been in a bit of the same situation, I completely understand it can be a bit of an uphill battle at times. But this is, of course, why we are here today. We get to learn practical skills, we get to ask questions from IT professionals, and equally important, we get to discuss some of the challenges that we face in our daily work, which can be a bit lonely at times, especially if you are the only one who's responsible for portal matters in your network. And I really want to thank the organizers of this training as well, as they took a lot of time to ensure that we have a program that corresponds to the problems and needs that portal admins face in their work. And I'm sure that this training will benefit us all greatly. Before I get started, I also want to mention that we are currently quite busy with conference arrangements, so I will be coming in and out of the meeting a little bit, just so you know. I know many of you are already seasoned portal professionals, but as I know there are also people here who have started their portal admin journey quite recently, I want to start my presentation with a little bit of a recap on the role of the European Commission when it comes to IT matters and portal matters and so on. So of course, the European Commission provides the overall structure for the portals in terms of technical development and platform stability, logging systems, and so on. And naturally also the servers where all the portals are hosted. Now, when it comes to any new developments on the portal structure or any new initiatives added, this is generally speaking based on either policy priorities or specific user needs. We set a general direction and priorities for each year, but more often than not, we do end up adapting these priorities according to what comes up. There are a lot of surprises. We never really know what will become a priority. Now, from a policy perspective, as an example, I can mention that when the Choose Europe for Science initiative was launched in May, we quite quickly had to create visibility for the campaign on EURAXESS, and our IT team was working very hard at making our vision for the setup on the European portal become reality. And this is just to say that at times when EURAXESS is on focus on a political level, this tends to take priority over most things also on a technical level. We, of course, also analyze user needs, and we receive feedback from our national coordinators and our service centers. And we find it very crucial to take suggestions and feedback from the users on board when we plan any technical or content developments. In terms of the central platform, it provides the technology and shared features. And as you very well know, the national portals provide the country-specific content. However, both levels do depend on each other, and your feedback helps us keep the European portal aligned with your needs and the needs of researchers. Very practically speaking, when it comes to the work that we do in RTD, we have weekly coordination meetings with our Netcompany colleagues where we discuss ongoing projects, specific issues, and we set priorities for the sprint ahead. And the team consists of both IT developers and web content experts, and I can't stress enough how patient our IT colleagues are and incredibly knowledgeable when it comes to all aspects of the portal. So we are very happy with the collaboration with them. Now, when it comes to more basic issues and content management and fairly basic technical requests coming from portal admins and service centers, I tend to be the person who deals with these. And part of my role is also the external communication aspects in terms of social media, communication with other networks, and so on. Now, moving on to some of the latest developments on our European portal. As you know, the revamp of the portal took place last year, and this was, of course, a massive undertaking. And this year, our focus has very much been on fine-tuning things. So basically improving user experience on our portal. And this entails a few main aspects that I want to present now. First of all, together with our content team in Netcompany, we have been working on a so-called search engine optimization project. As you might be very aware of, the central EURAXESS portal contains a lot of text, a lot of content with varying levels of relevance. And there has been a lot of outdated links and content that might already have served its purpose. There's long paragraphs of text that have made it quite difficult to find exactly what you're looking for on the portal. Not only is this not helpful for the user, but it also affects how search engines rate our portal and our content. And in that regard, we have analyzed how adjusting content on the EURAXESS site can increase organic traffic to our portal. This work includes both on-page and off-page elements, and also user experience signals that search engines use when they rank web pages. And the aim with this is to optimize how search engines interpret and rank the content on the European portal so that the most relevant information is easier to find. As part of this, we have carried out a keyword and topic analysis, and we've identified some high-value keywords that match the goals and target audience of the European portal. And I want to just quickly show you a couple of examples of how text has changed on the portal to make sure that it corresponds to this analysis that was first made. Now, the findings guide how we are now adjusting a lot of the content on our portal, and you will find that a lot of the content on EURAXESS has already been adjusted according to this. And here are again some concrete examples. Now, beyond concretely changing wordings and making the content lighter, we have also cleaned up a lot of broken links. We've changed images and structures to make the pages a lot more reader-friendly. And here is again, just a simple example of how the text has been changed, again, to be more engaging, to be a bit lighter, to get to the point sooner, so to speak. Now, of course, with the SEO project, you might ask how this impacts national portals. Well, at this point, we have not included the national portals in this project. However, we do realize that our findings in the analysis could very well be used also on your portals. And that's why we aim to find a way to concretely sum up everything that we have, all of the concrete results, in a way that you could also utilize when you are creating or changing content on your own portals. Now moving on to speaking about the EURAXESS and EUROPASS interoperability project. This has been another time-consuming project this year for our developers, and we're now very close to launching it. EUROPASS is, of course, the European Union's official digital CV and skills tool, and a lot of researchers are familiar, at least with the EUROPASS CV, but oftentimes they might not realize how much more the EUROPASS platform offers, as it provides a very intuitive and user-friendly way for people to present their skills and their experience, where, of course, EURAXESS is a lot more research-specific and has elements regarding mobility as well. So it makes perfect sense to strengthen our collaboration. And really the main thought of this is, of course, that researchers shouldn't have to create two separate profiles for two EU platforms that essentially can already serve the same person. So by bringing the two platforms closer together, we can make life a little bit easier for researchers and give organizations also a clearer and more consistent profiles. Now, from the researcher's point of view, this synergy is really about simplifying things. Instead of building a profile in EURAXESS from scratch and then uploading a EURAXESS, a EURAPASS CV manually, you'll be able to use your EURAPASS information directly. So it means less duplication and much more consistency. And for organizations, this means higher quality profiles and a clearer picture of the researcher's background. And in a much broader sense, it also contributes to a bigger goal across EU digital services and making sure that citizens never have to repeat the same information over and over again. And for EURAXESS, it means that we can focus a lot more on research-specific features and offer a smoother experience for our users. Concretely speaking, what will change regarding the researcher profile? It's important to stress, first of all, that it will not be mandatory to import a EURAPASS profile. This is all optional for the account holder. And as you see here, the researcher will be able to connect to EURAPASS by clicking a button and by agreeing to the connection. And this means that he can build his researcher profile directly on EURAXESS, but by using EURAPASS fields. As you see here, the interface looks quite similar, only we added fields directly from EURAPASS. And there are also some EURAXESS specific fields that will not be changed. They remain in the profile as, again, they are research specific fields that have not been included in the EURAPASS profile. And the launch for this feature will be during the conference on research careers on the 11th of December. And we know that you might, as portal admins, also be getting a lot of questions regarding this synergy. So we are working on a document featuring some, what we anticipate will be some frequently asked questions that you can refer to in case you receive questions or have issues with this feature in question. As I've talked about some of the ongoing projects that are coming to an end, it's important to have a look at what's coming up in 2026. We have focused this year on collecting feedback, both from portal users as well as national EURAXESS coordinators. And the results from these surveys ultimately also what will guide a lot of our work and improvements made in the coming year. Now, in terms of the portal, the results from the user survey that was conducted on our portal in August produced over 1,000 replies. And the feedback did not surprise us too much. I want to mention two issues that we have received a lot of feedback about. First of all, the filtering in the job search functions is something that comes up a lot. It does not seem to work correctly for some non-European users, and this is really the most used feature on our portal, so it's crucial that everyone has equal access to the functionalities. But we also had a lot of feedback regarding the EU logging / EURAXESS logging, as users find it confusing that we still offer both alternatives. Now, regarding the filtering issue first, as the issue stems from a security feature of the European Commission, we are already working with the dedicated team at the Commission and will soon have a solution for it. And when it comes to the EU login matter, we realize that there needs to be a final decision made on when this doubling up will be finalized. So we will definitely also keep you posted on this. We also conducted a survey on the extranet amongst BHOs in this autumn. Again, feedback was not too surprising, and it's quite clear that the extranet is in need of both some updates and what I would call a good cleanup. This is, again, something that we continue receiving feedback about, both from portal admins, from national BHOs, and so on. And during the BHO meeting coming up during the Conference on Research Careers, we will continue these discussions to get some very concrete feedback as to what the concrete changes we want to implement in the coming year will be. So stay tuned for these changes, because they are definitely going to be more concrete in the coming months. As a final point, I want to briefly speak about the collaboration between the national portal admins and us at the Commission. In the coming year, we want to put a lot more emphasis on cohesive branding of EURAXESS. We want to improve communication materials and the visibility for EURAXESS through social media and other channels. Now, we have a very strong European network, but we have the potential to be building more on each other's strengths and recognize that resources vary a lot from one national network to the next. So I find it crucial that we develop more guides and tutorials and videos to support both portal admins in their work and also researchers. And your insights and your needs will continue to shape our priorities. So please do never hesitate to keep sharing your feedback with us, as we are very happy to take them on board. So I will finish here. So thank you so much. And if I don't think we necessarily have time for questions, but happy to answer whatever you might be wondering about at a later stage. Thank you.